Hello students, welcome to the online English class. I am Priyanka Singh, lecturer English in Government Girls Inter College, Banda. Today we will discuss class 12 subject English Prose lesson 6 Women's Education part 1/2 written by Dr. Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan. Children, let's start with the points of the lesson. Our first point of discussion will be present day condition of women and requirement of society. In this point, we will discuss what is the condition of women at present time and what kind of women does the society need. In our next point, we will discuss the kind of education. Next point will be purpose of education. Our next point of discussion will be the relevance of education. And the last point of today's topic will be the distinctive quality of women, that is compassion. Students, in ancient times, women were considered with respect and dignity. I think you have already heard about the learned ladies of our country as Apala, Ghosha, Gargi, Lopamudra, Maitreyi and others. But gradually, with the course of time, the position of women declined to such an extent that the birth of the girl child within the family was regarded as a misfortune. Now student, you must know the importance of women education at the present time. So today we will discuss about women education. Now before I start the lesson, I will ask some questions based on your previous knowledge. My first question is, what do we get from our colleges and schools? Yes, we get education from our colleges and schools. My next question is, what is the purpose of education? Yes, the main purpose of education is to enlighten us and our society. My next question, to whom is more needed to enlighten in our society? Yes, very good. Women and girls are more needed to enlighten in our society. My next question is, what are the opportunities available to women? So, dear students, today we will discuss about the lesson Women's Education written by Dr. S. Radhakrishnan. Students, before we start with the lesson, let us know something about the author. The author of this lesson is Dr. Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan. Dr. Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan was born in the year 1888. He was an educationist, philosopher and statesman. Philosopher means thinker and statesman a reputed political leader. He was appointed as the professor of philosophy at Mysore and Calcutta universities. Students, he became an Indian ambassador to USSR. He was the first vice president and the second president of India. The time period of his presidency was from 1962 to 1967. He was also awarded Bharat Ratna in 1954. Bharat Ratna is the highest civilian award of India. His birthday is celebrated in India as Teachers' Day on 5 September every year. We all are very familiar with this function, Teachers' Day, and some of his famous books are Indian Philosophy, Hindu View of Life and Philosophy of Upanishad. Students, before we start with the detailed study of the lesson, let me tell you about the lesson in brief. Dr. Radhakrishnan was a visionary writer. So, he advocated the necessity of education for women. The lesson, Women's Education, lays emphasis on the need of women education in India. The chief aim of education, according to Dr. S. Radhakrishnan, should be to make Indian women act nobly with high thinking. Real education goes beyond the material world and helps men and women to understand the unknown mysteries of this life and life afterwards. It instills in a man the qualities of concentration, self-control and moral strength. Students, let's start with the paragraph 1. Dr. Radhakrishnan tells you are living in an age when there are great opportunities. Opportunities means chances for women in social work, public life and administration. Society requires means needs women of disciplined means orderly, minds and restrained manners. Restrained means controlled and manners means behavior. So restrained manners means controlled behavior. Whatever line of work you undertake, you should bring to it an honest, disciplined mind. You will then succeed and have the joy of your work. In these lines, the writer Dr. Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan lays emphasis on the need of education for women in India. He is talking about the kind of education which is required for women. The writer makes it clear that we are now living in an age which is much different from the previous ones. There were times when women were kept confined within the four walls of their houses. But now women are free to come out of their houses and work in different fields of life. They have a lot of opportunities in these fields. They are fit to work in political arena. They can find good position in the field of administration. Students, as you can see at the picture, these are some great Indian women who are very famous in their particular fields. The first picture is of Kiran Bedi, the first lady IPS of India. The second picture is of Lata Mangeshkar, who is known as Swar Kokila of India. The third picture is of Indira Nooyi, the famous businesswoman icon. The fourth picture is of Mary Kom, the famous boxer of India. And the latest example of women empowerment is Shivangi Singh, the first woman fighter pilot of Rafale. So students, they have a lot of opportunities in every field of society, but they should have disciplined mind and controlled manners. According to Radhakrishnan, women should be controlled and disciplined. They should be honest in their dealing. If they take such steps, they will get success in their work. Besides, they will get joy in the work. Overall, the writer Radhakrishnan wants that women should be disciplined and mannered. Now students, I will ask some questions based on the paragraph. My first question is, what are the opportunities for women at present time? Yes, definitely there are great opportunities for women in social, public life and administration. My second question is, what kind of women does the society need now? Yes, women of disciplined minds and restrained manners. My third question is, what kind of education should be imparted? So, in next paragraph, we will discuss about the kind of education according to Dr. S. Radha Krishnan. Actually, in our country, education, so far as girls' education is concerned, is not widespread enough. Widespread means extensive. So, every institution which contributes to the education of girls is worthy of recognition. Recognition means approval and encouragement. But I am anxious that the kind of education that is imparted means given, must not only be broad but should also be deep. We are lacking in depth. Depth means deep. So, Dr. Radhakrishnan was in favor of giving good education to women. The writer tells us about education, particularly about girls' education. In our country, the girls' education is not widespread. So, we should encourage every institution which contributes in spreading the girls' education. There are many institutions which are doing their best to improve the condition of women. Their education must be broad and deep. In these lines, Dr. Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan describes the types of education he wants. There are two essentials of good education. Education should be broad as well as should be deep. No doubt, the education given in our schools and colleges is very wide, but it is lacking in depth. We should not be satisfied only with learning and skill. All possible encouragement should be given to girls' education in the country. Now, students, I will ask some questions based on the paragraph. My first question is, what is the condition of girls' education in our country? Yes, it is not widespread enough. Next question, what should be the main purpose of educational system of our country? We will discuss the main purpose of education in the next paragraph. Now, come to the third paragraph. We may become learned and skilled, but if we do not have some kind of purpose means aim, in our lives themselves become blind, blundering and bitter. Blundering means full of serious mistakes. The Gita says, Vyavasayatmika buddhire ekeh. For a truly cultured mind, there is a single-mindedness, a dedication to a single purpose. Single-mindedness means concentration of mind at one point, and dedication means full devotion. For the uncultured mind, the whole life is scattered in many directions. Bahusakha Hanantash. Therefore, it is essential that the education which you acquire means to gain. These institutions should give you not merely learning and skill, but Indo means equip you with the definite purpose in life. What that purpose is, you have to define for yourselves. The writer feels that our education is lacking in objective or goal. We may become learned and skilled, but if we do not have some kind of purpose in our lives may become aimless and bitter. We should understand the purpose of our life. Without knowing the purpose, we shall be misguided. We shall do mistakes and our life will be painful. As a phrase is taken from the Bhagavad Gita in this lesson, Vyavasayatmika buddhire ke kurunandan bahushakha henantash buddhayo vyavasayinam, means those who are on this path are resolute in purpose and their aim is one. Means Vyavasayatmika buddhire ke, aim is one. O beloved child of the Kurus, the intelligence of those who are irresolute is many branched. Bahusakha henantas, means multiplicity of purpose. So Dr. Radhakrishnan says to avoid bitterness and aimlessness in our life, it is essential that education which we gain in the schools and colleges should serve at least two purposes besides other ones. First, it should add to our knowledge and dexterity. Second, it should provide us with a clearly defined purpose in life. Our efforts may be in direction of achieving some purpose or the other as regards the purpose we have to outline it ourselves depending upon our needs. It is the duty of the students to decide what purpose he has to evolve for his life. It is the learning which counts, as it is the sole thing which stops us doing any wrong thing. Now I will ask some questions based on this paragraph. My first question is, how will our life become blind, blundering and bitter? Yes, without some kind of purposes, our life will become blind, blundering and bitter. My second question is, differentiate between cultured and uncultured mind. Yes, cultured mind is single-mindedness and uncultured mind is scattered in many directions. My next question, what is the relevance of above thoughts? So, in next paragraph, we will discuss about the relevance of education according to Dr. S. Radhakrishnan. Now, students, come to the fourth paragraph of this lesson. It is said that Vidya gives you Vivek. Vimars Rupani Vidya gives you a sense of what is right and helps you to avoid what is wrong. Vimars Rupani Vidya means analytical knowledge which differentiate between right and wrong. You must try therefore to find out what is required. Required means desired of you in this generation. A purpose. Purpose means aim. A purpose which held good centuries ago may not hold good today in view of the rapidly means very fast changing conditions of our country and of the world. So the purpose which you adopt in your life must be adapted to the relevant. Relevant means connected with the subject, needs of the present generation. Here the writer says that the real aim of education is to have a definite purpose in life. Education helps us in it by enabling us to decide what is right and what is wrong as Vimars Rupani Vidya. The writer tells us that knowledge gives us wisdom and enables us to differentiate between right and wrong. He advises us to find out the need of the present generation. The world is very wide and rapidly changing because change is the law of nature and it is a continuous process. There may be many things which were useful for our forefathers some centuries ago, but they are no more useful in the new circumstances of present days. So the purpose of life also changes in the changed conditions. One particular purpose cannot hold good at all time. So it is our duty to decide a purpose of life carefully, keeping in view the needs of the present generation. Education helps us a lot in this matter. Now students, I will ask some questions based on the paragraph. My first question is, who gives you Vivek? Yes, Vidya gives you Vivek. My second question is, which type of purpose you should adopt? Yes, the purpose should be adopted to the relevant needs of the present time. My next question is, what particular quality distinguishes men from women? In next paragraph, we will discuss the natural quality of women according to Dr. S. Radha Krishnan. So, come to the next paragraph of this lesson. Compassion means daya is the quality which is more characteristic of women than of men. Compassion means kindness, daya, mercy. I read recently a book which speaks about the decline means decay, of womanhood, and says that this is so because there is a decline in compassion. In other words, the natural quality of women is compassion. If you do not have compassion, you are not human. It is therefore essential means necessary for every human being to develop the quality of considerateness. Considerateness means sympathetic concern for the feelings of others, kindness and compassion. Without these qualities, we are only human animals, nar pashu, not more than that. So, Dr. Radha Krishnan says that compassion or kindness is the natural quality of human being. As we all know about it, it is of greater importance in women. In fact, it is compassion which differentiates man from animal. The writer feels sad to read in an article in a book that the women are losing the natural qualities of their womanhood. The reason for this loss is their losing compassion. The natural virtue of women is compassion. They cannot claim to be women if they lose the quality of compassion. We should be considerate of joys and sorrows of our fellow beings. Pity, sympathy and considerateness make a man civilized. In case we lack in these virtues, we cannot claim to be human beings. We will be man plus animal. In other words, we will have the body of man but the thinking of an animal. So students, now I will ask some questions to you. First question, what is the natural quality of women? Yes, compassion or pity is the natural quality of women? My next question, what is the reason of declination of womanhood? Because there is a decline in the quality of compassion. My next question, what is essential for every human being to become human? Kindness, pity and sympathy are essential qualities to become human. Now students, we will stop here. But let me summarize all the things that we have studied today. The writer Radhakrishnan advocated the necessity of women's education in India. In present time, the opportunities for women are in social work, public life and administration. According to Radhakrishnan, education must not only be broad but should also be deep. Dr. S. Radhakrishnan recommends an education with the definite purpose. We should understand the purpose of our life. Compassion, pity is the natural quality of women. Without compassion, we are only human animals. So, students, I want you to read the whole lesson very well so that you can understand the lesson. Today, we learned about the present day condition of women and requirement of society, the kind of education, the purpose of education, the relevance of education and the distinctive quality of women, that is compassion. Students, now I will give you some questions for your home assignment. My first question for your home assignment is, what are the opportunities available to women in our society? Next question for home assignment is, what kind of women does the society need now? Next question, which particular quality distinguishes men from women? And the last question, what kind of education does Dr. Radhakrishnan recommend? Students, I am also giving you a long question. This long question has nothing to do with this lesson. It is totally based on your own thoughts. So, write down in your notebook, write an article in 200 words based on your own thoughts on the topic importance of education for women. It is the long question for your home assignments. So, students, today we have studied class 12th, subject English Prose, lesson 6, Women Education, topic Women's Education, part 1/2. In our next video, we will discuss about the next part of this lesson, Women's Education, part 2/2. To understand the lesson thoroughly, come to the class after reading the lesson very well. Thank you, students.